blogging can be great in two different ways. One, you could be on your side gig or maybe full-time, be a professional blogger, right? Where you write articles, people come to read your articles, and then maybe you sell books in addition to that, or you have affiliate links or links to other types of things that people could buy. So maybe you write, let's say, as a blogger, you write about recipes and cooking, and then your affiliate links would be linked to like Amazon for people to buy books or other sites where people could buy cookbooks and stuff, and then you get a share of every time somebody clicks on that affiliate link. So that's kind of using affiliate links. But the blog is what's kind of driving them there. So the blog could be really, that's your primary thing that you do, or you can use your blog to try to attract people to your site to expose them to something else that you do, or what you're really primarily trying to sell. So we think about like cutting boards, custom cutting boards. You know, I could blog about custom cutting boards, or I could also blog about, let's say, recipes or tips or things like that. They come to my site, they read my tips, they get exposed that I can make custom cutting boards, and there you go. So let's use these as kind of an example and how you can use ChatGPT to really help you with blogging, you know, not only from the content, helping be creative that way, but and save you a lot of time, but also with titling, keywords, lots of stuff. So let's look at blogging in good detail here as one of the core things that people do. For example, I have a blog on my own site. I'm not a great blogger. I don't keep up with it a lot. I wish I did, but ChatGPT I'm looking at to help me be more consistent. Because with blogging, and if you're a blogging expert, you know more about this than I do, but you need quality, you know, so people read your blog, and then you need quantity too as well. So you're always consistently posting and all that and putting out that good quality. All right, so let's see how ChatGPT can help us with blogging. Okay, so let's do a blog with ChatGPT, and let's say I'm into this custom woodworking, folks. They make custom cutting boards amongst other stuff, and in the SEO section or in the web page section, I talk about, you know, how to make this web page a little bit better too, by the way. But you can see they make like custom boards, right? Now, they don't have a blog. They have a little thing about our story. So let's say they wanted to add a blog about something that would drive people to their website, and then they might buy a cutting board or something else, right? So the main thing they're selling is custom cutting boards, and the blog might help people come to their site, because when people are searching for articles and things, then they're going to click on your article and go to your site and hopefully buy a custom cutting board. All right, so let's say, since it's cutting boards, let's say we could write a blog about actual, you know, how to use a cutting board or how to clean your cutting board, something like that. Maybe that's what we'll do. Let's say, or you could do recipes and tips around that too. So let's say I want to put in what are great tips to maintain a wood cutting board, because they do wood boards, right? Wood cutting board. You don't care about plastic or anything like that, because they do wood boards. Because they're going to sell, eventually they want to sell a custom-made shape or a personalized thing with your name or an image of your pet, whatever, in terms of your cutting board. But we're trying to get ideas for, you know, our blog post, right? So what are great tips to maintain a wood cutting board? Right, so here are a few tips to maintain a wood cutting board, right? So clean the board thoroughly, avoid submerging in water or leaving it to soak, as this can cause warping or cracking. Disinfect and so on, right? So now I've got, you know, kind of an outline for my blog as far as if I want to write a nice blog about how to maintain a cutting board. If somebody's not sure how to maintain a wood cutting board, they've always had plastic ones or never used a cutting board. You know, this gives you, you know, some tips around how to do that. Now let's try to turn this more into like a blog. We could just start writing now. Maybe, you know, ChatGPT could help us with this. Let's say, can you turn this into a blog post? All right, so we've got some nice ideas, and now it's writing the blog post for us in seconds, right? Now we want to put our own spin on this and do some, you know, do some things, and later in the upcoming lesson, I'm going to show you here about why that's important from a Google penalty search type thing, where Google will penalize AI type blogs, but I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to get around that. But the best way to do it is to just write your own custom stuff and using these things as a guideline, right? So here I have, you know, my sample blog post on maintain wood cutting boards, and it's basically, you know, adding, you know, it's going through each of these different, what do we have, 8 points, right? So it's going through the 8 points. Or it only did 6. Be sure to cut your cutting drive. Okay, so they didn't do 7 and 8. Be sure to cut your drive. Oh no, they did that one. So I would want to go back. Like, who'd you miss? So let's see. We clean, avoid submerging, disinfect, to remove. So remove stains. I don't think I have disinfect there. Avoid cutting the board when knives are too sharp or too heavy. So that's interesting. It didn't necessarily take the whole thing. So limitations in ChatGPT, you'd want to go through and see if they could add more to it, or you would just add whatever they forgot in there, right? Or I could say, just simply, could you expand? Could you provide more detail, right? So it's going to understand that I can't spell because it knows me, because we're friends, we're AI friends now, and they know as a friend that I can't spell real well or I type too fast. So here it's going to provide more detail to try lengthening your blog post. And then you can start adding more onto it as well, and I'll show you that in a moment here. But here it talks about kitchen essential, rustic charm to the thing, and it's getting a little bit better as far as writing more of that out, right? I'm going to have it just stop generating because I know we like seeing the screen go, but I'm just going to stop it for now, and I'm going to say, can you write this in a friendly manner. Friendly manner. All right, so now this should change this to be a little bit more, instead of the specific, a wooden cutting board is an essential tool that can add rustic charm. Maybe it'll be a little more friendly, like it's a must-have. Not only do they look beautiful, but they're also more environmentally friendly. I mean, you can decide how friendly it is, but give it a little TLC, tender living care, and so this might have made it more friendly, right? So maybe not, you can decide, but that's a tip you can do to try to expand it or make it more friendly, right? So, so here we're writing our blog, it's writing in detail, and it would keep going and basically, write this whole blog that you could essentially use, right? You can see it's a long one, so it's going to take a while here to do that. And I want to do that a little bit because I want to expand on this, because I'm going to show you something else around this in the next coming lesson. So we've got our blog here. Now we would need a title for it, right? Let's say we're happy with this, and now we want to customize it. And one way of customizing it too is you want to add in your own examples. You want to add in backlinks or links to your other web pages. Maybe you want to insert a picture of one of your cutting boards or a couple. Maybe you want to have a video in there where it's showing you scrubbing or how to do the cutting board that supports the blog. Blogs with videos in there get better search results. Google prefers video. Remember, they own YouTube. Google owns YouTube. So adding a video into a blog helps search results. So when you see the video section is, of course, how to create a video, and you don't even have to be on camera. You never have to be on camera, and I'll show you how to easily edit it, not only with ChatGPT, but with another AI. You can now start pulling all this together and have a blog with a video with links to your different products. So here's our blog post, and now let's say we want a title, right? Can you give me 10 titles for this? All right, that's all I'm asking it for, right? So now it's going to take that, and it's going to give me 10 titles. But mine would probably be boring. I would say, like, watch your cutting board, or how to care for a cutting board. So here, it's like the ultimate guide to keep your wood cutting board in top shape, right? Or how to make your board last a lifetime, or easy tips to maintain your cutting board. The secret, to last long-lasting cutting boards. 5 simple steps to a happy and healthy cutting board, the ADC of cutting board, right? There's 6 steps here, and they gave me 5, right? So I could say, could you give me more, but include 6 tips and custom board. I'm not sure I'd want it to be that, because I'm trying to attract people, so I might not want the custom board, but maybe I want to emphasize that there's 6 tips in this thing, right? Versus 5 or whatever. See, these other ones are okay, but maybe if I tell it to cut it out there, how to keep your handmade cutting board in great shape, 6 pro tips for maintaining your wood cutting board, and 6 essential maintenance tips. So you can see I'm getting some different ideas, all right? So let's say I liked the 6 pro tips for maintaining your wood cutting board, or 6 extra in top condition, different things you could do. Any of these other ones that good? They're pretty simple stuff, right? So let's say 6 tips, the number 6 in there is always a common thing, right? So 6 pro tips to maintaining your wood cutting board. So let's say I'm going to use that title, and I'll say, now I want to get some keywords, because when I put it on my site, I want to have some metadata or keywords that, Google will crawl and search all this over my whole blog here, but I want it to be able to give some keywords too to kind of call that out, especially if it's something unusual. So I could say, could you give me keywords for this title? And then I'm just going to copy paste in my title. And then here's some keywords for that title. Wood cutting board, maintaining. That's not a good keyword. So some of these you gotta kind of say, is these any good ones? These are maybe too broad, right? So we want these to be more detailed, or more what we would call long tail keywords, so it can be real specific. So let's say I want to say, can you give me some that, oops. Give me some that are long tail. And you'll see, like, the ones that you see right now are short tail, right? Maintenance, durability, that doesn't do anything. Nobody's going to put that into a Google search. You're trying to, with your keywords, you want to be what people type as far as how to write real, actual full phrases. How to maintain a wood cutting board, right? As opposed to how to maintain a cutting board. Classic phrase, right? Custom cutting board maintaining, tips for prolonging life of a wood cutting board. That's a nice long keyword, that could really help there. So these are, I could pick out of these keywords, adjust them if I need to, but now I have my blog where I've got keywords, I've got a title, I could go to a free service like Pixabay and download an image. I could create a video, and I'll show you how to create a video here. In the course, we show you how to create the video. And then again, I would want to, expand on this and make it more personalized, like, about cleaning and all that, or different things. Maybe I want to add in here, images in between, like if this is the blog post, the text, I want to add in images of somebody cleaning it and somebody sanitizing it, or stains and odors. Or maybe it's like removing stains and odors, smells. I could then put underneath that, the custom cutting boards at Katarina Cutting Boards. We have things built in that resist stains and odors, so you don't have to do this as much. But for everybody else, you better do this step 3, otherwise it's going to smell and be icky, right? So, and then storing and all that kind of stuff. So the whole idea of your blog is to either sell the products and services you have, but also if you or you're using your blog to attract people to your site because you're going to have affiliate links that are going to send them to a cookbook or something like that. But if we were using these folks, this is like, I'm writing this thing on how to do a wood cutting board, just so they could hit my website and to my blog and start seeing these custom boards that they could do. Because they already have a board, or maybe they need a new board, or they're having trouble maintaining it. Maybe they want to buy this as a gift or something like that. I won't do an extra one here, but let's say I wanted to say, give me 7 titles, 7 blog titles for cutting boards as gifts, right? And that could be another blog. In fact, I like to do it from writing more of the outline and all, and then I get to my title. But you could also start right from the title and then build out from there. So, you can see here, unique gift ideas, wooden cutting boards for any occasion, or gifting a cutting board, choosing the right one, right? And then I could take that and expand on that and say, choosing the right one, and then I could say, what are some tips for choosing the right cutting board? So I won't belabor, we already did this part, but you get the idea that you can start building off this and make these blogs a lot faster, and then it's up to you to improve the quality on it. So think about that as terms of blogs, and blogging can be a great way to really help grow your business for sure.